show with Ronald Reagan on space travel, and then we did a couple of songs together. We did My Way and Fog It In, London Town, back on his album many years ago.
Willie Nelson is an American musician, actor, and activist. Nelson has acted in over 30 films, co-authored several books, and has been involved in activism for the use of biofuels and the legalization of marijuana. The critical success of the album Shotgun Willie in 1973, combined with the critical and commercial success of Red-Headed Stranger in 1975 and Stardust in 1978, made Nelson one of the most recognized artists in country music. During the 1990s and 2000s, Nelson continued touring extensively and released albums every year.
Working with some great guys in Nashville, Matt Rollins and all those guys, and Buddy Cannon, who are some of the best producers and arrangers anywhere.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Willie Hugh Nelson, but is also known as Shotgun Willie or Booger Red. He was born April 29, 1933 in Abbott, Texas, making him 88 at the time of this production. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall or 167 centimeters. Nelson is also the honorary chairman of the advisory board of the Texas Music Project, an official music charity in the state of Texas. In 1988, his first book, Willie, an autobiography, was published. In 2002, Nelson became the official spokesman of the Texas Roadhouse, a chain of steakhouses. Nelson supported Dennis Kucinich's campaign in the 2004 Democratic presidential primaries. In June 2018, Nelson deplored the Trump administration family separation policy. He's also a big supporter of LGBT and same-sex marriage. Nelson has been arrested several times for marijuana possession and is a big supporter of legalizing marijuana. Nelson has been married 4 times and has 7 children. His first marriage was to Martha Matthews from 1952 to 1962. The couple had 3 children, Lana, Susie, and Willie, Billy, Hugh Jr. The latter killed himself in 1991. The marriage was marked by violence, with Matthews assaulting Nelson several times, including one incident when she sewed him up in bed sheets and beat him with a broomstick. Nelson's next marriage was to Shirley Colley in 1963. The couple divorced in 1971 after Colley found a bill from the maternity ward of a Houston hospital charged to Nelson and Connie Kepke for the birth of Paula Carlene Nelson. Nelson married Kepke the same year, and they had another daughter, Amy Lee Nelson. Following a divorce in 1988, he married his current wife, Annie D'Angelo, in 1991. They have 2 sons, Lucas Autry and Jacob Micah.
Capacity was incredible, and how he'd lay behind a beat, work in front of a beat. And when I heard him do it and do it well, I said, wait a minute, there's something to try out.
Nelson was born in Abbott, Texas on April 29, 1933, the son of Merle Marie and Ira Doyle Nelson. His parents moved to Texas from Arkansas in 1929 to look for work. His grandfather, William, worked as a blacksmith, while his father worked as a mechanic. Nelson's grandfather bought him a guitar when he was 6 and taught him a few chords, and Nelson sang gospel songs in the local church alongside Bobby. He wrote his first song when he was 7, and when he was 9, he played guitar for a local band, Bohemian Polka. After leaving school in 1950, he joined the U.S. Air Force. He served 9 months before being medically discharged because of issues with his back. Nelson moved to Nashville, Tennessee in 1960, but was unable to find a label to sign him. Nelson signed with Liberty Records and was recording by August 1961 at Quonset Hut Studio. His first 2 successful singles as an artist were released by the next year. He formed his backing band, The Family, and by February 1973, he was recording his acclaimed Shotgun Willie at Atlantic Studios in New York City. By the fall of 1973, his version of Bob Wills' Stay All Night, Stay a Little Longer had cracked the country top 40. Nelson enjoyed his most successful year to date in 1978 as he charted with 2 very dissimilar albums. Waylon and Willie, his first duet album with Jennings, was a major success early in the year, spawning the signature song Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. Later in the year, he released Stardust, a string-augmented collection of pop standards produced by Booker T. Jones. Nelson continued to have hits throughout the early 80s when he had a major crossover success in 1982 with the cover of Elvis Presley's hit, Always on My Mind. The single spent 2 weeks at number 1 and crossed over to number 5 on the pop charts, sending the album of the same name to number 2 on the pop charts as well as quadruple platinum status. Amazingly prolific as a recording artist, Nelson released The Great Divide on Universal in 2002. Later that year, Nelson released Run That One By Me One More Time, which reunited him with Ray Price and kicked off a relationship with Lost Highway Records. The double-disc Last of the Breed, an ambitious project that paired Nelson with Merle Haggard, Ray Price, and Asleep at the Wheel, was released by Lost Highway in 2007, followed by the Kenny Chesney, Buddy Cannon-produced Moment of Forever a year later in 2008. Also in 2008, Nelson paired with jazz trumpeter Wynton Marsalis for the live album Two Men with the Blues. Nelson reunited with Marsalis again in 2011 for Here We Go Again, celebrating the genius of Ray Charles, which was recorded live on February 9th and 10th, 2009 at the Rose Theater. Nelson kept to a rigorous touring schedule despite the fact that he turned 80 in 2013. In 2015, Nelson teamed up with his old friend Merle Haggard for Django and Jimmy. Nelson returned to original songs in April 2017 with the album God's Problem Child. Later that October, Nelson released the second volume in the Willie's Stash series. In April 2018, Nelson and Cannon were back in the studio with another album, Last Man Standing. Nelson released his next studio album, Ride Me Back Home, in June 2019. Nelson released That's Life, his second album of Frank Sinatra covers, on February 26, 2021.
In fact, I started a song the other day that says I'm not going to write any more songs, but try to tell that to my mind. It keeps throwing out words and I have to make them rhyme.
Willie has sold millions of records over the years. In 1975, he earned $2.67 million from his album Red-Headed Stranger. In 1978, he earned approximately $10 million from his albums Stardust and Willie and Family. In 1980, he earned $2.7 million from his album Honeysuckle Rose. And in 1982, his album Always on My Mind earned him $6.3 million. He earned a whopping $3.2 million from his album The IRS Tapes in 1992. Alongside the albums, he also earned millions of dollars from movies and TV shows. Willie Nelson's net worth is $25 million. Willie lives on a 700-acre ranch known as Luck Ranch. About 70 horses Nelson rescued roam the ranch. Luck Ranch is 30 miles outside Austin. Nelson also hosts the Luck Reunion at his ranch in Spicewood, a day-long music festival every year. Nelson also has a home in Maui, Hawaii, with several celebrity neighbors. Willie owns not just a house, but also owns a bar, and occasionally plays there too. The cars and bikes you'll find in Willie's garage are a Mercedes, a 1972 Chevrolet C10, a 1970 Triumph TR6, a 1976 Chevy Silverado, a 1948 Ford Super Deluxe Coupe.